Over 3 decades have passed since the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air first graced our screens, bringing a fresh energy that turned the world of sitcoms on its head. The show gave us not only endless laughs but also launched Will Smith's legendary career, securing its place as a cultural icon. Even today, fans can't help but sing along to the iconic theme song. However, behind all the fun and fame, there were hidden stories and secrets kept away from the public eye. Now, at 45, Tatyana Ali has revealed one of the show's darkest secrets, one that may forever change the way fans perceive it. Let's take a look as we uncover surprising behind-the-scenes stories that remained unknown for years. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a beloved American sitcom that aired from 1990 to 1996 on NBC, created by Andy and Susan Borowitz. The show introduced audiences to Will Smith as a street-smart teenager from West Philadelphia. After getting into trouble with a local gang, Will's mother sends him to live with his wealthy aunt and uncle in Bel-Air, Los Angeles. This new setting created hilarious clashes between Will's relaxed attitude and the upper-class lifestyle of the Banks family. The Banks family included Uncle Phil, who was strict yet caring, Aunt Vivian, who was tough but fair, and their children, the spoiled Hillary, preppy Carlton, and sweet Ashley. They also had a sarcastic butler named Jeffrey, who added even more humor to the household. As Will attempted to fit into their posh world, his working-class background often brought a fresh and funny perspective to their lives. Over 6 seasons, the show ran for 148 episodes and is considered the launchpad for Will Smith's later success in Hollywood. Interestingly, both Will Smith and James Avery, Uncle Phil, appeared in every episode, making them the heart of the show. In 2020, the cast reunited for a special on HBO Max, sparking nostalgia for fans. Additionally, a more serious reimagining of the show, called Bel-Air, was released in 2022, offering a fresh take on the classic story. The show's catchy theme song still resonates with audiences, telling the story of Will's journey from West Philly to the glamorous world of Bel-Air, where he was in for a major lifestyle change. Will Smith's journey to becoming the Fresh Prince wasn't as smooth as it might appear. Contrary to what fans might think, Smith was actually facing serious financial struggles when he landed the lead role. Before becoming known as the Fresh Prince, Smith was already a famous rapper alongside DJ Jazzy Jeff. Their album He's the DJ, I'm the Rapper went triple platinum and won a Grammy. However, Smith's early success came with a hefty price tag. In a 2018 YouTube episode, he admitted to spending all his earnings on luxury cars and designer clothes, enjoying the perks of fame without considering the financial consequences. Unfortunately, he forgot to pay his taxes, and by the time the IRS stepped in, he owed a massive $2.8 million in back taxes. To make matters worse, his next album didn't do well, leaving him broke. He even joked that it went double plastic due to poor sales. Smith found himself with barely any money and a mountain of debt, with only $5 left in his bank account at one point. Things got so dire that the IRS took almost everything he owned, and he had to borrow $10,000 from a friend just to get by. Then, fate intervened when Smith met Benny Medina, the producer of The Fresh Prince, and landed the iconic role that would change his life. However, even then, the IRS took 70% of his paychecks from the show for 3 years, so while he became a household name, his path to financial freedom was far from easy. One of the Fresh Prince's most memorable scenes is the emotional moment when Will's character breaks down after his father abandons him again. The scene became unforgettable not only because of Smith's raw performance but because he was drawing from real-life experiences. In a 2019 interview on The Graham Norton Show, Smith opened up about his difficult childhood and strained relationship with his father. He shared that his father had been abusive toward his mother, trauma that left a lasting impact on him and influenced his own relationships later in life. Determined to break the cycle, Will made a promise to his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, that they would never allow violence or even profanity into their relationship. On Red Table Talk, he explained, "I grew up in a household where I watched my father punch my mother in the face, and I will not create a house, a space, an interaction with a person where there's profanity and violence." For over 20 years, Will has upheld this commitment, a testament to how deeply his childhood experiences shaped him. His decision to refrain from harsh language and raise his voice highlights his dedication to creating a peaceful family life. Knowing this, It's no wonder his performance in that heart-wrenching Fresh Prince episode felt so real. He was channeling a pain he understood firsthand. If you've ever wondered why Aunt Vivian's character changed halfway through the series, you're not alone. For the first 3 seasons, Aunt Vivian was played by Janet Hubert, but in 1993, she was suddenly replaced by Daphne Maxwell Reid, leaving fans puzzled. Rumors circulated that Hubert's exit was due to conflicts with Will Smith and the network. Over the years, however, Hubert clarified what actually led to her departure. In interviews, she explained that her restrictive contract was the real issue. Hubert felt she was a crucial part of the show's success and expected better treatment, but the industry wasn't receptive to her demands. In a 2013 interview with The Griot, she shared that the network refused to renegotiate her contract, which ultimately led to her dismissal. It wasn't just about personal conflicts, but also about her struggle for fair treatment in a system that didn't fully recognize her value. Janet Hubert's departure from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air left more questions than answers, especially since it came with plenty of tension behind the scenes. While her exit from the show was initially framed as a business decision, she later revealed that the atmosphere on set was far from professional. After her departure, Hubert even took legal action against the network and Will Smith, alleging that they fostered a hostile work environment during her pregnancy. Though the network incorporated her pregnancy into the storyline, she believed her dismissal was connected to it. This legal dispute only added fuel to the drama, and fans were left to speculate if there was more to her exit than what met the eye. Hubert later shared that leaving the show severely impacted her reputation in Hollywood. Being labeled as difficult, especially as a black woman in the industry, felt like a career death sentence. She felt isolated, losing her job, her reputation, and her place in the industry. It wasn't until her reunion with Smith years later that she finally got the chance to share her perspective, giving fans a clearer view of the events behind the scenes. Interestingly, Hubert's departure was just one piece of a decades-long feud with Will Smith, with whom she had an intense, public fallout. Although the show brought audiences laughter and heartfelt family moments, the off-screen environment between Hubert and Smith was tense. Playing the role of Aunt Viv from 1990 to 1993, Hubert was admired for her portrayal of the strong, caring matriarch. However, after 3 seasons, she was replaced by Daphne Maxwell Reid. Fans were left puzzled, but years later, Hubert implied that Smith's influence contributed to her departure. In a 2011 interview with TMZ, Hubert didn't hold back, calling Smith an egomaniac, and stating she would never participate in a reunion with him. She also shared that she had asked Smith to support her and the cast in negotiating better contracts, but he declined, furthering her sense of betrayal. Hubert's issues with Smith were not resolved with her exit from The Fresh Prince. Their feud would continue for decades. In a 1993 interview with Jed, she remarked, "He has a lot of clout," and lamented the tension between them as a black-on-black attack. She firmly believed Smith had a hand in her firing and even accused him of attempting to ruin her career. Smith, however, did not stay silent. In a radio interview, he suggested that Hubert wanted the show to revolve around her, further fueling their conflict, saying, to her, "I'm just the Antichrist." Hubert also expressed animosity toward Smith's co-star Alfonso Ribeiro, who played Carlton Banks, accusing both of spreading untruths about her behavior on set. In 2009, she told Bond Books that these rumors contributed to the destruction of her career. Decades later, Smith acknowledged Hubert's talent, calling her a brilliant artist in a 2016 interview. This small gesture of respect might have hinted at a thawing of tensions, yet it wasn't until their reunion in 2020 that they finally reconciled. During an HBO special, Hubert opened up about the struggles she faced at the time. She was a new mother, her husband was unemployed, and her personal life was difficult. Smith admitted that he hadn't been sensitive to her circumstances and recognized how he contributed to the challenging atmosphere on set. This moment of closure allowed both actors to finally put their differences to rest. Hubert's strained relationships didn't end with Smith. Her issues extended to her on-screen son, Alfonso Ribeiro. The two did not get along off-screen, and in a 2009 stand-up comedy set, Ribeiro described her as crazy, claiming she would often go off on people. He mentioned that by the second season, her behavior had become a real issue for the cast and crew, creating a rift. This tension may have reinforced Hubert's belief that both Smith and Ribeiro played a role in damaging her career by spreading false stories. Since these events took place before the age of smartphones and digital evidence, the full truth may never be known. In an interesting twist, Ribeiro himself almost didn't make it past the show's pilot episode. Known for his iconic Carlton dance, an unforgettable portrayal of the nerdy, preppy Carlton Banks, Ribeiro shared in a 2017 interview that producers initially considered recasting his role after the pilot. Fortunately, they changed their minds, and Ribeiro continued as Carlton, becoming one of the most beloved characters on the show. His distinctive style, bow ties, V-neck sweaters, and dance moves left an indelible mark on fans and remains a memorable part of television history. One of the more chaotic moments behind the scenes involved a guest cameo by Donald Trump. Long before his political career, Trump appeared in a 1994 episode titled For Sale by Owner, where he played himself. According to an anonymous crew member, Trump was reportedly dissatisfied with his lines and complained to executive producer Gary H. Miller, insisting the script wasn't funny enough. Miller responded that Trump would get a laugh, but the situation escalated when Trump threw his script pages on the floor, leaving his then-wife, Marla Maples, to pick them up and apologize for the mess. This incident left a negative impression on the cast and crew, giving them a memorable but unpleasant experience. Ribeiro's portrayal of Carlton also led to a legal dispute when he took on video game developers who included the Carlton dance in popular games like Fortnite. The dance, set to Tom Jones' It's Not Unusual, became a pop culture staple, and its unauthorized use in games sparked a debate over ownership rights and compensation for iconic moves like Ribeiro's. His lawsuit underscored the dance's cultural impact, reminding fans of his significant role in shaping the Fresh Prince's legacy. When Ribeiro noticed his signature dance move used in Fortnite as a gesture called Fresh in 2018, he was anything but pleased. He decided to take legal action against Fortnite's creators, alleging they had replicated his iconic moves without permission. The gesture, sold for about $8 in the game, closely resembled Ribero's distinctive dance style. However, Ribeiro faced several challenges in the lawsuit, and the outcome did not go in his favor. According to the U.S. Copyright Office, his dance was considered simple choreography, which doesn't qualify for copyright protection. To complicate matters further, as the dance was originally created for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, any potential copyright would likely belong to NBC rather than Ribeiro himself. Despite these setbacks, Ribero's dance remains an iconic part of the Fresh Prince legacy, celebrated widely in pop culture. Karen Parsons, who played the unforgettable Hilary Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, nearly didn't take the role. In a 2014 interview with NPR, Karen admitted that when she first heard about the show, she wasn't interested. Working as a restaurant hostess in Hollywood, she thought the idea of a sitcom starring a rapper was unappealing and didn't seem like a career move she wanted to pursue. Additionally, the character of Hilary was originally written as a super cool model persona Karen felt she couldn't relate to. During her audition, she decided to play Hilary with a bratty attitude rather than trying to embody the supermodel image, a choice that ended up winning her the role. She continued her day job until The Fresh Prince took off, and today it's hard to imagine anyone else capturing Hilary's humor and charm so effortlessly. For fans of The Fresh Prince, the running gag of Will's best friend, Jazz, getting thrown out of the Banks mansion is unforgettable. However, for DJ Jazzy Jeff, who played Jazz, those scenes were far from fun. For years, rumors suggested the infamous toss scene was filmed just once and reused multiple times to save money, but that wasn't quite accurate. In a 2015 interview with HuffPost, DJ Jazzy Jeff revealed that the scene was shot multiple times, and the reason they eventually limited takes was due to the physical toll it took on him. "You probably have to do it about 40 times to get a take," he explained, adding that by the end, he was often bruised. Eventually, he insisted he couldn't keep up with the physically taxing stunts, remarking, "I'm not a stunt man." While it became a hilarious gag on screen, for Jazzy Jeff, the scenes behind-the-scenes reality was a painful experience. Tatyana Ali, who portrayed the sweet and innocent Ashley Banks, didn't escape The Fresh Prince without her share of awkward moments. In an interview with Us Weekly in 2018, Tatyana revealed that her first real kiss happened right on set, a moment that was both memorable and nerve-wracking. Adding to the embarrassment, her on-screen siblings Alfonso Ribeiro, Carlton, and Karen Parsons, Hillary, decided to hang around the set that day just to watch. "I just remember Karen and Alfonso standing behind the cameras," she recalled, laughing. The added pressure of the big cameras made her first kiss even more overwhelming, and she later joked in a 2013 HuffPost interview that one-night stands and bread pudding were her guilty pleasures, showing how she learned to find humor in her early experiences on the Fresh Prince set. The journey to success on the Fresh Prince wasn't always smooth for Will Smith. When he first joined the show, he was new to acting and anxious about forgetting his lines, which led him to memorize everyone's dialogue, not just his own. Karen Parsons recalled her nervousness when she saw Will silently mouthing her lines while she performed. Smith later explained that this unusual strategy was his way of keeping up with the fast-paced production. His efforts paid off, but in early episodes, attentive viewers might catch him mouthing other characters' lines. Will's dedication to mastering his lines helped him grow into the confident actor we recognize today. When you picture Carlton Banks, you probably envision him in preppy outfits with sweaters tied around his neck, but Alfonso Ribeiro's attire during his audition was far from this image. In fact, he wore a tracksuit, a choice he later found amusing. During the Fresh Prince reunion, Ribeiro joked about how inappropriate his audition outfit was for the role of a wealthy, preppy teenager. Nevertheless, his talent won him the part, and his portrayal of Carlton became iconic, especially his dance to Tom Jones's "It's Not Unusual." It's funny to think that Ribeiro, now known for his preppy style, nearly began his Fresh Prince journey in something so far from Carlton's classic look. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air also captured a unique perspective on black culture, showcasing the diversity within it rather than treating it as a monolith. The show brought together different lifestyles, experiences, and identities, which made it a refreshing and multidimensional representation of black culture for audiences. This, along with the relatable and often humorous characters, contributed to the show's lasting influence. One of the standout qualities of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was how it portrayed a black family in a fresh and unique way for its time. The Banks family, with their wealth and privilege, avoided the usual stereotypes often seen on TV. But what truly set them apart was that no two characters were alike. Even though their circumstances were similar, each character brought something unique to the table, illustrating that black culture isn't one-size-fits-all. Karen Parsons, who played Hillary Banks, remembered a moment when the writers wanted to shape her character into a strong black woman. She resisted this idea, believing that not every character needed to fit that mold. She felt that Hillary's flaws and unique perspective were valuable too, saying, "You can learn a lot from them too." This choice allowed Hillary to stay true to herself, even if she wasn't what people might have expected. The show often played with these expectations, using humor to address deeper truths. DJ Jazzy Jeff recalled a courtroom scene where his character hesitated to put his hands down because a white bailiff had a gun. Though humorous on the surface, the scene reflected a very real fear that many black men experience. Another powerful episode showed Will and Carlton being pulled over by the police, exposing Carlton to the harsh reality of how some officers treat black men. Will Smith explained that beneath the jokes, the show delivered powerful ideas, woven seamlessly into the comedy. Even the actors helped maintain the show's authenticity. For instance, Daphne Maxwell Reid, the second Aunt Viv, once told the writers that a line given to Tatyana Ali wouldn't fly in a real black family, joking that saying it to her father would get her teeth knocked out. James Avery, who played the beloved Uncle Phil, wasn't just the heart of the Banks family on screen, he was also the heart of the cast in real life, leaving a lasting impact on everyone who worked with him. Avery passed away in 2013, but his legacy remains deeply felt by his co-stars. Tatyana Ali, who played Ashley, shared that Avery taught her a valuable lesson: what we do is not for us, it's not about us. We are here to bring dignity, to represent, to expand, to push forward. Will Smith also spoke about Avery's influence, saying Avery pushed him hard because he felt it was his responsibility to help Will elevate his craft. Avery believed they had a unique role as black actors and told Will, "You have to represent, and you are paving a way." Avery's teachings were especially evident in one of the show's most emotional scenes, where Will's character breaks down after his father leaves him again. Initially, Will flubbed his lines, but Avery calmly encouraged him, saying, "Use me, helping him tap into the raw emotion required for the scene. After Will's moving performance, Avery embraced him and whispered, "Now that's acting." Avery's love for his craft and his dedication to uplifting those around him made him unforgettable, both on and off the screen. He wasn't just teaching his castmates how to act, he was showing them how to live with purpose. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was a show about family and fun, but behind the scenes, the cast dealt with their own challenges. From Will Smith and Janet Hubert's long-standing feud to Alfonso Ribeiro's surprising tracksuit audition, there were many untold stories that fans never saw. These behind-the-scenes moments remind us that, while the show brought laughter to millions, the people who made it had struggles of their own. Today, the Fresh Prince remains a cultural icon, and these stories only add to its lasting legacy. Who was your favorite character from the show, and why? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more fascinating stories.